Hi guys, I'm back and I'm feeling a lot better. आज का टॉपिक मैंने थोड़ा लाइट रखा है because I have been doing a lot of serious topics. So yeah, this video is not scripted at all. So I hope you guys liked it, and as you saw, Domino's. I'll open this and I'll come back. And I'm back. मुझे नहीं पता मैंने क्या ऑर्डर किया. नॉर्मली मैं जो ऑर्डर करती हूँ, इफ़ आई हैव दैट आई विल बी फुल. सो आई हैव ऑर्डर्ड थोड़ा थोड़ा सबसे. दिस इज़ BBQ चिकन गार्लिक ब्रेड. ये स्टफ़ नहीं है, नॉर्मल गार्लिक ब्रेड. वेज टाको एंड दिस इज़ लोडेड पार्सल, चिकन पार्सल. And of course my favorite, but I'll eat it afterwards. I'll taste the food first, then I'll get into the stories. I have found some very juicy Reddit stories that I'll read out to you. And honestly, मैं भी ये पहली बार ही पढ़ रही हूँ. मैंने एक दोस्त को हेल्प मांगा था to find me some interesting stories. So I'll just read it out and I'll give you a reaction. So mind you, ये मैं भी पहली बार पढ़ रही हूँ. So yeah, let's eat the food first. This is super tasty. Super, love the pizza. What should I try next? Honestly, ये नया है मेन्यू पे, तो ये मैंने खुद भी ट्राई नहीं किया हुआ है. So नॉर्मल चिकन पार्सल जो होता है वो इससे बेटर लगता है. मेरा ओपिनियन नहीं है, मेरे को इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा. आई एम ऑल्सो ट्राइंग. आई डोंट ईट वेज फ्रॉम डोमिनोज, सो ये पहली बार मैं ये वेज टाको ऑर्डर करी हूँ. सो हियर इट गोज़. Honestly, not a very big fan. मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया इसके अंदर है क्या. एनीवेज, गार्लिक ब्रेड इसका तो सबको पता ही है. Domino's garlic bread, love it. आज ये थोड़ा ड्राई लग रहा है वैसे, बट या स्टिल लव इट. The taste grows on you. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot to turn on the light. Hammy better? Can you see the food better? Of course you can. Oh god. Okay, let's get into the stories. मैं खाने से डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो जा रही हूँ. Am I the asshole for switching to regular milk to prove my lactose intolerant roommate keeps stealing from me? Okay, let's get into it. Me and two other guys share our apartment together. We split all the bills. The only thing we don't split cost on its groceries. Everyone in charge of buying their own food. We don't touch whatever doesn't belong to us in the fridge. We put our names on everything so no one gets mixed up. Okay, this issue has been going on almost a year and I'm sick of it. Honestly, I have stayed with roommates and sometimes it's awful if you get a bad one. Let's move on. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work and container with leftovers are sometimes missing. They have my name written on it. Or my stuff finishes too quick. My gallon of milk, for example, I buy almond milk because I like the taste, but it seems to finish after a week, even though I only drank one or twice. I confronted R about this a lot of time and that caused a lot of argument. He outright denied it and tells me I'm crazy even though it's obvious. My other roommate and I carpool together because we both work the same early morning shift around the same area. So I know it's him. It's always after we get home, are already left for work, that I notice my food are gone. My roommate has also had similar problems, but not as often as I do. I think R has a personal problem with you, but let's keep on reading. I guess cause R doesn't like what he buys. The funny thing is, R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He will literally point out what's his when he comes back from grocery shopping and tell us not to touch it. Nice. Very hypocrite of that person. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again, and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store, I bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of almond milk and refilled the gallon with one I bought. This one was to catch or prove R is the one stealing since he's lactose intolerant. The next day, Saturday, we get back from work and R is pissed. He yelled at me that he was stuck in bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk. He was using it to make a shake. So I only responded with, so then you were the one who was stealing. He freaking exploded. He admitted he was sometime drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milk that in fact was mine. I told him I wouldn't have done that if he's just stopped taking my stuff from the freezer or at least told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was making it up. My roommate backed me up and thought I was kind of funny. He got payback from stealing from us. It's a little tense right now, and my roommate told me R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out. My god. Little does he know we both looking to move somewhere else together cause we are sick of his shit. I told my buddy what happened and few things I was an asshole for that. I feel like I am in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owing up to it. I wanted to prove it. Does that make me the asshole? Honestly, I really don't think so because come on, he was stealing your food or drink. Was it going a little bit overboard? Yeah, but it's funny. It's fine. It's just diarrhea. It'll be like he'll be over it in some days. By the way, the subreddit has been declared not the a hole. Honestly, I don't know if I should be saying this on camera or not, but I have had some bad experience with roommates. It was not stealing, but it becomes very difficult to live with a person who is very dishonest, when very stingy. मैं ऐसा इंसान हूँ, I'll never say you no to have my food. I mean, if I have that is the only thing left, of course I'll say you no. But if I have plenty, share it with me, not a problem. But you need to ask for it. You cannot just come and steal stuff from me or the original poster. So yeah, I think you are not an asshole. Let's move on to the next one. And I think I'll put the link of all the original posts if you want to read it on your own. Okay, another one. Am I the a hole for sleeping naked on the top of the cover to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson? We will see. New to Reddit, please bear with me. So, I'm a 21-year guy living with my childhood best friend, 22, also a guy, and have done for 2 years now. Okay, up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, recently he got a new girlfriend, 23-year-old lady, and she honestly seems absolutely great, other than one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversions to knocking. Okay, and she and I have quite a lot in common. I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she barges into my room without knocking first. Now, she never walked in on me doing anything weird. I'm usually just chilling on my bed or studying at my desk. However, on at least seven separate occasions now, she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Whoa. Every time prior to the last one, I have been under the covers and she hasn't seen anything. I always point out that she could have, and she giggles and says, but I did not. Oh, see him naked. When she stayed over last week, in order to make my point, I initially slept on top of the cover. Sure enough, she barges in at 7 a.m., begins to ask if I want coffee, and she sees my you know what. She immediately backed out of the room, and she did not speak to me for the rest of the day. My mate later pulled me aside and said I was banged out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I would threaten to do it before. I literally just said okay, but if I had no covers, you saw everything before. They are now framing this to others that I'm so sick, creepy, who intentionally got naked and laid in waiting for her because that's how I got my rocks off. And I kind of seeing how it comes from, and I kind of see how it came off that way. Am I the a hole for doing this? I don't know what to say. It's so weird. I don't know. You could have just maybe locked your door, or, asked her politely to not come into the room, like without knocking. And even after you said that, even after this person said that, and she's still coming in without knocking, then it's rude. Then you could have done that. But I don't know. In the post, it's written not the a hole. But honestly, I mean, yeah, I cannot say that he's a hole for this, but it's a little weird. You could have done something better, because मैं कहीं पे भी पोस्ट में नहीं देख पा रही हूँ कि he has said anything at all, like कि I informed her that I'm not feeling comfortable enough or anything like that. He just did it. That's too random, bro. Like, try to communicate. first. But yeah. Let's move on. Let me find a story where the person is a a-hole. Found it. Okay. Am I the a-hole for picking my wife up from the airport 10 minutes late? I'm very sure it's not 10 minutes. Here's what happened. My wife was due to fly in one of the most popular airports in the world last night at around 9 pm. Her landing time was 8:50 pm, no checked luggage, so I told her I'd be there at 9 pm. Okay. At about 8:05, she apparently started calling my phone, but unfortunately, I didn't see or hear the calls until 8:15. This is because, like her, I keep my iPhone with the little silent switch on all the time so that it is just vibrating. I did not hear the vibration because I had my gaming headset on and was gaming, talking with my friends. Keep in mind, I wasn't expecting any calls from her until after she landed. I don't understand one thing. You have a phone. Why do you keep it on silent? Like, what is the use of phone if it's on silent? I hate when people do that. Personal opinion, honestly. I hate it. When I realized she was calling me, I looked at my phone by chance. I picked up and she told me that a plane had landed earlier in this airport, unheard of. And she told me to leave now. I just said, okay, I'll see you soon, and hung up. This is where the asshole in me comes in. Okay. I thought it was fine to finish my online match and left the house 10 minutes later. I drove to the airport. There was a ton of traffic. As usual, as expected. I did not pull up to where her friend were waiting until about 9:05. As fate would have it, that was pretty much the original time we had planned on picking her. To make a long story somewhat shorter, my wife spun the fact that we had to bring her friend home as well, which I was fine with. They lived a few minutes away and everything was fine until after we dropped the friend off. Then my wife showed me how upset she was that I made her wait an extra 10 minutes, and that there was a huge difference between waiting 30 minutes and waiting 40 minutes. At first, I kind of laughed it off and tried not to be upset back at her, but instead, I was thinking, hello, I am doing you a favor by driving to the airport and picking you up in the first place. Why are you getting upset over waiting 10 minutes longer than you wanted when people sometimes wait hours to be picked up at the airport? Eventually, we had a little back and forth about it, but I was just sick of arguing over something so small to me, and I wanted to just agree to disagree. And my wife was also sick of talking to me. I wasn't going to apologize, so I went to sleep. Am I the a hole? I feel like this isn't an apology worthy event. You can't just land almost an hour earlier and expect your driver, even if they're your husband, to drop everything they're doing and come pick up immediately, right? Okay. There is an edit to this post. Edit. I was not aware of the fact that you could track arrival time of flight after they left their departing location. That's my bad. I'll do better in future. Also, someone said I am a a-hole for not missing my wife. She was gone for one night. I did not miss her in the true sense of the word, lol. There is another edit. Edit 2. I literally just showed my wife some of the response here, and she had the exact response I thought she would because she's my wife. She laughed. Someone really thought their response to me saying that I did not miss my wife was clever when they said, show her this one too. Well, I did. And she laughed. We are adults in 30s. We have been together for almost a decade. A night apart isn't a shit. Yeah, okay. I know a lot of people might not agree. आई नो कि बहुत लोग ये चीज़ को अग्री भी नहीं करेंगे कि 10 ही तो मिनट लेट हुआ था. इट्स नॉट अबाउट बीइंग लेट. Why is he the a-hole is because he literally thought that he's doing favor for his wife. वो अपनी खुद की बीवी को पिक करने गया था एयरपोर्ट एंड ही इज थिंकिंग दैट ही इज डूइंग अ फेवर. दिस, हाउ कैन यू जस्टिफाई दैट? Okay, I'm so mad. Anyways, I feel like he's the a hole, not because he's 10 minutes late, because he could have just said a very simple sorry and the argument would have been done and dusted there only. But he did not because he thought कि मैं तो फेवर कर रहा हूँ भाई, मैं क्यों सॉरी बोलूँ. But anyways, they're adult, they're happy. The edit also said that they have laughed about it and it has become like a hilarious joke now. So we don't have anything to say about this. But yes, you are a asshole. Let's move on to something else. Okay, I found one, but I don't know. I think this is a sensitive topic, but I'll still read it. I'll read this with all the respect I have in me because I think this might be a sensitive topic for some people. I am 26, clean from heroin for 3 years. I was also a piece of shit and used to deal for a while. I managed to get with a beautiful girl named, I'll not take the name, just let's say M. I'll keep the name to M. I managed to get with a beautiful girl named M. When I first started getting into the thick of the thing, she knew who I was, but she said she loved me. I regret this for the rest of my life, but I was the person who shot off M for the first time. Oh my god. He was the first person who introduced her to drugs, is what he means. After that, there was no stopping her. She stuck around with me probably because I was her dealer more than anything, but then I got clean and never saw her again for a long time. A year ago, she reached out to me on Facebook and told me that she had been clean for a few months. She said that she did not hate me for what happened and she hoped I was still clean. Last week I got a call from my sister who told me that she saw a Facebook post that M had OD'd and there was a funeral service this upcoming Thursday. I immediately just burst into tears because I hoped that this would never happen and I feel so guilty over it. I want to go to the funeral service for her, but I am afraid that my presence would be unwanted and that most I would just slip in the back, pay my respect, and leave. I need to do this for myself. Am I the a hole for wanting to go? Okay. The post has been declared that is the a hole. I mean, this is a really sensitive topic, so I don't have a lot to say. I have no idea how it feels to be the victim and the person who started making someone do drugs. But do I think that this person should go to the funeral? No, I don't think so. Because it would be really disrespectful towards the family. Most of them वहाँ पे they would not want him there first in the first place. So I feel he really shouldn't go to the service because I mean you're not wanted. If you want to pay respect, pay your respect in silence. Your respect would go to her. You don't need to attend the service and make other people mad and more hurt than they are already. It got a little dark, I'm sorry. This is not from the subreddit of uh, Am I the A-hole? This is another one. I really wanted to read this. I don't know. The title sounded interesting. My friend dumped me because they found out I had 5 late term abortions. Okay, this might be a little triggering from some people. I did not know. I just read the dumped part. I did not read the abortion part. So the story is going to be about abortion. So if you are someone for whom this might be a little sensitive, you can just skip this part. I'm a 34-year-old female have two living children and six who have died, five of which I have aborted after 16 weeks over 9 years. I have been married to my husband, 37 years old male, for 15 years. We are in Australia. I think this is important to note. We had a baby girl, baby S, in 2011. Baby S was born with rare genetic disorder. This is nearly always fatal by 2 years of age. She died in 2012 from complication. We found out both of our career and our future children have had a 25% chance of inheriting the same disorder. I have been friends with group of women since my youngest was 4 year old. They have been to my house many times but never in my room. The entire group visited a couple weeks ago for my daughter's birthday and the main toilet was in use. I said one lady could use mine. I have what I would call a memorial in my room. All five babies framed photos, ashes on my nightstand with a candle that says their name. The lady asked me who they were. She knew about baby S and her passing, as her urn and photo is in the living room. I explained as much as I could in a short time, and she did not say much but just seemed sympathetic. Nothing else was said that day. Comes the week I found out there's a BBQ coming up this week for Father's Day. I wasn't invited, but everyone else was. I went to check the group chat for maybe a missed message. I had been very quiet. I realized I have been removed. I ended up making another group chat asking what the F happened, and the replies were, I am not comfortable with someone who gets pregnant only to abort, especially full babies, like not even cell but babies. I'm sorry, but your values does not fit my family's. You have a shrine to babies you chose to make so you could kill them. Yeah, no, the lady who saw it. Oh God. I did not reply. I just left the group too and cried. Not only have I lost friends, but now my daughter has two. I cannot imagine if she goes to school with these girls and they say something like baby killer or something, or someone says something like that to my older daughter. Maybe I was a disgusting person. Back info. This she's talking about the past. We had the option of IVF and test PGT our embryos, but that was unaffordable until 2021, and even then for us it is not affordable. The treatment option were not covered by the government PVS until 2018. Even then there weren't great options. We chose to get pregnant naturally and then had a medical termination if they were positive, which is offered for free in Australian public hospital. From 2011 to 2020, I had five late term abortion for babies who tested positive for the gene on the, I cannot read this word, amnicocentist, and two healthy babies. We lost three boys and two girls. Baby J 2013, X 2016, C 2016, K 2018, R 2019. Our living babies were born 2014 and 21. We chose to do an amniocentesis each time because of the lower miscarriage rate, and if they were positive, I want to birth them, hold them, see them. I was going to be losing them regardless, and we felt that a medical termination was the best for us financially and mentally. And amnio is not the same as the NITP and CVS. It is the most reliable result and cannot be done before 15 weeks You then have to wait for the result, which is not next or very next week. I gave birth vaginally in public hospital. All my termination has been after 16 week, not at 16 week. I had to be induced labor and give birth. Oh god. I wanted anything for my second live born daughter to have a sibling because I didn't want her to be alone in life. Yes, they are 7 years apart, but that doesn't mean much in adulthood. That's why we kept trying. Once we had that, we stopped, and we will not have another child again. Oh god. I really hope that this person is doing well now, and you are way good of those people. You're good. You don't know need these kind of people in your life who did not even ask you the reason, did not even try to understand what happened, and they just chose to believe what they thought was right. It's not easy for a person going through. I don't even understand half of the medical stuff written there. I'll have to research about it. Honestly, I'm sorry. I don't know what all of those means. The simple thing is that you couldn't have a baby without a disorder who was going to pass away within 2 years of their birth. So you chose to not have them. I don't see how can people even think that this was wrong. Eventually they were going to pass away. You saved yourself and the baby who was going to be born and get all the physical torture possible through medications or whatever. You just saved it because eventually you would have just given birth to a child who was eventually going to die. That is why she chose not to give birth and abort them. I can understand it. ये कहीं से भी एक easy decision नहीं हुआ होगा for a mother. And why was she trying for a second baby? She told. She's written that on the post that she did not want her younger to be alone. Sorry, she did not want her elder child to be alone in this world. She wanted her to have someone who's there for her after they both pass away. So that is why they kept on trying. But after they had their second child, they stopped. And I find this very logical, very reasonable. I don't think that the person has done anything wrong. The comments are mixed. A lot of people are saying that she shouldn't have said about all those things to her friend. Some things are supposed to be kept hidden. I don't agree to that. I mean, she saw it. What was she supposed to say? I don't know how it came into my room. Of course, if they were friends, they need to, like, she needs to say something, right? So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you're okay, and I hope those people who did all this to you, who just left you like that, even after being friends with you, you will get it back. Believe me, you will get it back in your life. Okay, this one I chose because I'm Indian, and I would like to know कि हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं, ये चीज़ ठीक है या नहीं. Because as a Indian, having Indian parents, this is really odd to me. So yeah, let's just get into it. Am I the a-hole for telling my parents I'll not be helping them with their rent? I'm a 18-year-old female, moved out of my parents' house a little while ago as soon as I could. To provide some context, my parents were both emotionally abusive and has wronged me many times in life, including threatening to get rid of my dog, which I have had a whole post on. Oh, there is another post about the dog. We'll read that too if I can find it. Since I have moved out, I have been working a job and paying rent for an apartment I share with my friend, and I've had enough money left to save up a little bit to go to college in few years. I'm the youngest in the family, so after I moved out, no one was left at home. Both of my siblings moved out as well, so their financial support from my brother paying them rent for his bedroom has been cut off. I'm completely independent and have told my family multiple times that I want nothing to do with them, and even blocked their numbers completely. Whoa. Good for you. I I know कि इंडिया में अभी तक ये चीज़ है. Do I believe that my parents are God? No, they are not. They can be wrong. Parents can be wrong. They are humans. They can be abusive emotionally and sometimes physically also. Earlier this week, my grandmother called me and explained that my parents desperately needed money for rent and asked if I could spare money for my college saving, which I saved up on my own so far to help them. I outright refused and told my grandmother I would not be helping at all since every penny in my saving is gathered by my own hard work and supporting myself. I love my grandmother and told her that if she needs help herself, I'm willing to help but would not help with my parents. For the entire week, my aunt has been calling me repeatedly saying my parents really need this and deserve it for raising me. My mom's side of the family threatened to cut me off if I did not help, which is honestly so petty because I'm 18-year-old. They should be helping instead. I told my friend about it and she said that I was taking it too far and I should have helped. Now I'm wondering if am I the a-hole. Update. So to start off, yes, I froze my cards, lol. I froze it in the morning after this post and spoke to my bank about any bills being opened in my name. My friends helped me open a new account in different bank as well. Many people also asked me why I told people I have saving, and to say that I say I'm stupid. Yeah, you are a little bit. What happened was I had told my grandmother about it because I was sort of excited about standing on my own feet, but then seemed to backfire. Since then, I have stood my ground and have not given them any money. I did block my aunt as well, and I'm going to have minimal contact with my grandmother. I told them I had a car emergency and had to use the money, so I have nothing left to give. But I think they don't believe me. But overall, I'm not lending money to them, especially not from my savings. Okay, the post has said that they are not an a-hole, and honestly, she's 18 years old. Being 18 and having some savings is like a blessing for her. No one is going to help her if she falls short of money anytime. I don't think the way she has mentioned about her parents, they are going to come and help her. And people who are so concerned about her not giving money to her parents, why don't you help? You are the adult and I think तुम उनसे तो इस लड़की से तो बड़े ही होंगे वो लोग. So why not you be the helper, you be the messiah, and not ask a 18-year-old girl for her saving, which she has saved for herself to go to college. She's not using it to do, like go to parties and buy her stuff. It's for her education, and you want her to dip her hands into the savings and give those to her parents. They're adult enough to get money from anywhere else, not her 18-year-old daughter. Ask your elder, you know, child, maybe they can help you. Maybe they have more money than her. Why would you torture a 18-year girl, like a 18-year-old girl? You're making your sister, her aunt, call her and guilt her, shame her to give you money. God, honestly, इंडियन व्यू के हिसाब से हम लोग का पहली बात तो हम लोग साथ में रहते हैं. If I am earning money, I'm helping out at my house. I don't know about rent and stuff, but if I am earning money, I'm helping out. हम लोग बहुत मिल के रहते हैं, तो इसका प्रीव्यू मेरे पास है नहीं कि इफ़ समडे माई पेरेंट्स आस्क मी फॉर मनी, मे बी आई विल गिव इट टू देम. If I have enough money, of course I'll give it to them. Most of the children in India will give it to them because we have been raised in a very caring way. हम लोग के यहाँ पे बहुत यूनिटी से रहा जाता है. We have good parents. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but Indian parents are, like, बहुत गलत समझा जाता है, but they're very big providers. They provide for their children as much as they can. Like literally as much as they can. So if you ask an Indian child, they'll always say कि yeah, this girl did something wrong. Of course ये तुम्हारा फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि तुम पैसा दो अपने मम्मी पापा को, but this is a really different context. She has been emotionally abused and she's saying that she has left her home at 18-year-old. She has some saving which she's going to use for her college. I really don't think that she did anything wrong, because she's very small to be paying for all this stuff, and she has sibling. So maybe ask the parent to go and ask the elder child for money. If they have more, they will of course have more than a 18-year-old girl who's doing some part-time job here and there and earning money and saving it for herself. So yeah, that's it, I guess. I don't have any more stories. If you have any stories that you would like for me to share with all the people here, मैं अपना मेल आईडी डाल दूँगी नीचे in the box. Please go and give me the most juiciest story you have had in your life, and I'll keep it completely anonymous. मैं किसी का नाम नहीं लूँगी, कुछ भी मैं रिवील नहीं करूँगी. एंड आई वुड ऑल्सो आस्क पीपल हु आर इवन गिविंग मी स्टोरीज टू नॉट रिवील देयर डिटेल्स टू मी ऑल्सो. So yeah, if I get any mails, I will make a part 2 of this. And if I don't, I don't. So yeah, this was the video. I had a light-hearted I wanted to have a light-hearted conversation. I'll get good at it. I swear I'll get more better at this. This was my first time doing it completely unscripted. So I hope you liked the video. And I'll be back with more videos. So yeah, that's all for today. Bye-bye.